Prime de la crime.
Yeah, faith in Semu.
Yes, you guys didn't see us last week because we have a sellout in our midst. Yes, my co-host wasn't fine, and our boss Headless said, "Oh, this is the best time to sack him because on no ground purpose so won't say because economy na I shit into your best to Marik, so he wants to sack Marik." And I was like, God forbid if Marik is going, I'm going to. That's why we all didn't come last week. He wants to replace Marik. Marik, this is what your boss is doing behind your back.
I understand.
Yes.
I know why.
Yes. So I was like, no, I can never.
Because
never,
I told him I don't like him as a co-host.
Yes. So he wanted to get rid of you, and I was like, I can never do this without you. It's never possible. So I also didn't come. That's why. And I heard you were not feeling fine, and I was like, oh, how are you not feeling fine? We've been telling people use case. You'll be safe. If anything crap, you will not get hurt here because there's lubricant to make the soloku smooth. Now Matisse, what's the sickness?
Malaria.
Malaria saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, malaria.
Ladies and gentlemen, the men last time I who mosquito. Me who be chache wa Ghana.
Maybe I'm meeting mosquitoes or home.
Mosquito or home. Eric, I don't believe you. But we'll take it like that. How are you now? How are you feeling now?
I am much better. But yeah, last week I wasn't well. I can't go into details, but I wasn't well. For the whole week, I couldn't even go to work. But today, I'm good. We are back. I saw your messages about why we did not release any episode. Yeah. It was because, unfortunately, we couldn't work. But we are back now. Yeah, we bombarded me.
Mary, please, what do you have for us today?
Charlie, today we want to go international small. You know?
Okay.
You wanted us to go international,
yes.
So we want to go international small, just this story. But when I was thinking about what story we could do, I wanted us to go back to, I think, to me, is one of the most craziest stories ever. And so I wanted to go way back to the 80s. Okay. And the case we're about to talk about happened in the US. So, it's 1983. May 19th, 1983.
Oh, when you say the 80s, you don't mean 1880 something?
No.
Oh,
the 1980s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, it's May 19th, 1983. A woman is driving on a stretch of road called the Old Mohawk Road. It's in the U.S. It's in the state of Oregon, Springfield. It's a lone road, very lengthy stretch. In fact, what came? Sa ekwan na so maybe ton koko eho. Last time I go US, me ko to koko ni bi na e kama pa.
Oh, what order?
Just as reference. Koko ni e kama. Nti wo Oregon na obetimi afa ho. So, as she was going, she encounters a man who stops the car. Okay. So, in a car and I was, hey, fuck key in my man. And the woman was like, hey, so the woman pretended that she was throwing the car keys away. And the robber or whoever was trying to carjack her shot her 3 kids, 2 in the back, 3 of them were in the back seat, shot them, and then shot her arm.
Wait, I want to understand this well. She was in the car. The robber was outside.
The robber was outside and stopped the car as she was coming.
Okay, so he stood in the middle.
He stood in the middle and stopped the car.
So she could have run him over, but she decided to throw the key.
So she stopped.
She stopped.
And then the man came to inquire and told her,
bring the key.
Bring the car key. So she pretended she was
throwing the key. She pretended to do. Okay.
So she made the sign. And then the robber shot and so she was able to drive off.
With her short arm. And her kids were shot at the back. All three of them.
Yeah. So she drives straight to the hospital. But before we go into what even happened after, we have to know who this woman was and her history. Mm-hmm. So this woman was born in 1955. And by the year 1973, she got married to a high school sweetheart, Abuchi Ford, at the age of 18. And her reason was that she wanted to leave the house. She had like a very strange relationship with her parents, and so marriage was an opportunity for her to elope. So she married this high school sweetheart who was called Steve Downs. The guy worked with the U.S. Navy, and they started life as a young couple. Like I said, she was 18 years. In 1974, a year after she got married, she gave birth to their first child. Her name was Christy Ann Downs. Then in 1976, the second daughter came. The name was Cheryl. Then in 1979, another, but this was a son. The name was Stephen Daniel Downs. But the strange thing was, at the time, her husband had done a vasectomy. So this child, she got it from a male friend of hers. She slept with a male friend of hers to have this child.
Was she aware her husband had done?
I think, yes, she was aware. I think she was aware. I don't know what exactly was wrong with her, but no, she wasn't aware at the time, but the man had done it. Then, so this thing happens and was like, Charlie, and they were already having financial issues and fights, and there was a whole lot of craziness. And so in 1980, after this, the birth of Stephen Daniels, and the husband discovered that, you pass my bag, go do this thing. Then he decided, Charlie, it's enough for them to get a divorce. So they went through the process. Now, so this is 1980. In 1982, she decided that she gave birth to another child. But this one, through surrogacy, she decided to be a surrogate for a couple. Now, the crazy thing is, she had, before you go through these things, they have to do tests, psych and all of that. They did a psych test. She failed 2 tests and was eventually, it indicated that she had psychosis. But somehow they allowed her to carry the baby. Now, this is the history of this woman. Where she came from, her marriage, her kids. So we come back to the incidents and back to the hospital.
Okay.
So back at the hospital, the doctors rushed to help and then realized that, unfortunately, Danny, which was Stephen Daniels, who was at the age at the time he was 3 years, he had been paralyzed from the waist. Christy, who was their first child, also had stroke based on
from the
shooting. But unfortunately, the second born, Cheryl, was dead. She passed away. And then, like I said, the woman herself was shot in the arm. Now, when this thing happened, there was a time that the doctors and nurses discovered that she was talking to someone on phone whilst the kids were going through this trauma. Because there was an arm, they were able to help her briefly, and she was okay to go. But the kids were kept there. They realized that she was talking to this man called Robert Nikaboka. I didn't even know Nikaboka was an actual name.
Yeah, I thought it was like, it's a Ghanaian word for something.
Yeah, what's it?
I think it's for corn when you are going to.
Nope. So Nikaboka is actually it's like a trousers that has a lot of space. Like it's very.
It was when you are going to turn the maize to
no.
to this thing to make banku.
Nah.
Nika. Ah, yes.
So Nikaboka is actually an outfit. It's like it's like a shorts, like very hippie on up, and then when it comes down, it folds at the ankle, like there's a band at the ankle. So that was this guy's name, Robert Nikaboka.
Okay.
Now this guy was a married man who had kids, and he had started an affair with this woman. Now this woman's name I haven't mentioned. Her name was Diane Downs. So Diane Downs. Now they had this relationship, and so the reason why they discovered her talking to this man was apparently this man, even though he had kids and had a wife, whilst they were dating, he had told Downs that Charlie made a pen collabia. So it looks like Diane, after the whole thing, Diana called Nikabuka to tell him, Charlie, they say it's also pen collabia any baby, so what's up? But at that time, Robert Nikabuka had moved on. No one and a wife, they had resolved their issues. So he said, Masa, oh, yeah, long. Me free more. And then
at the hospital,
Now, as things started unfolding, and as they started doing their research, they started doing their investigations, they found out that, nah, bro, this doesn't make sense. You mean someone stopped you in the middle of the road, wanted to carjack you, shot your 3 kids, and shot you in the arm? Doesn't make sense.
Good. That's why I was asking you, because I was like, instead of running him over, or maybe just giving him the key, you attempted. Mm-hmm. And number 2, was it one gunshot went through the 3 of them and shot your hand? Like, and then after all this, you're able to run.
Didn't make sense.
And the kids that had the background that were, and yours was just your hand. I
knew that was had
a...
Then beyond that, the nurses at the hospital realized that they said, and eyewitnesses said, they saw her driving to the hospital and she wasn't speeding. She was driving at like 60 kilometers.
Very slow pace.
Or 50 kilometers safe. Like this is not someone who had an emergency. Mm-hmm. So they started putting together and then they eventually reached out to Robert. And Robert said, I'm married, but I had a small relationship with her, and I told her, I didn't want kids. Like, even though he had his own kids too, I don't want to be dating someone
who has kids.
And it looks like Diane then assumed that, hey, if this guy don't want kids, and this relationship to Yawao, it not go feel happy. And he eventually told the police that she was actually stalking him because she realized that he had moved on and resolved issues with the wife. But Diane kept an eye on him. Then fast forward, they realized that this woman had a gun and had not even told the police. Then there's also a video that, usually when these things happen, they let you do a reenactment of what happened. Mm-hmm. So they made Diane Downs do a reenactment of what happened. And the whole thing started breaking apart. Like, her reenactment was so weird. I'm going to show you a little of it. We'll put it in the video, but I want you to just briefly see this and realize how crazy it was. Like, so they have a car in front of her, and they basically tell her to reenact or show them what exactly happened. Like, what happened when the robber came and all of that. I want you to go a bit forward and show you the part where she's laughing. But before the video gets ready, so she does this reenactment and all of that. It's like, hey, so this is the video. We'll put it later. We'll put it in the. So she's showing them.
So she's the one standing.
She's the one standing there, and you can see that she's in a sling. Mm-hmm. At some point, she starts laughing. This was about a week after the whole thing.
She's laughing.
Yeah, she's laughing. She's very happy, very jovial, describing a traumatic event that took her child away.
Office. We're at the Lane County shops off of Delta right now. The date today is May the 23rd, 1983. Time is approximately 15:05. We're going to do a videotape reenactment of a murder that took place on Old Mohawk Road near Marcola Road on May the 19th, 1983. Case number is 83-3268. Sitting in the car is Elizabeth Diane Downs, one of the victims of this murder attempt. The car we're using is a police car, detective car. what we'll do is walk through this simulation, and Elizabeth will tell us what happened. I'll play the part of the suspect walking up from the front of the car. We'll go to the car and see a couple of dolls that were placed in the back seat, simulating their position in the back seat of the car. Mrs. Downs' car is a two-door. This is a four-door. There's a little difference there, of course. We'll open the door and we'll let you look in and see the position of the children in the back seat and the little girl who is in the front seat covered with a sweater, a postal sweater. So I'll walk up to the front of the car, and Mrs. Downs will open her car door and we'll go from there.
What's the problem?
What's your car?
Nope, he was further. He didn't say anything, and I just kept waiting. Okay, we got this far. Okay.
What's your car?
You gotta be kidding. Sure, take my arm. Show me that. He reaches in, starts firing. I was watching Christy.
Fires into Christy.
Christy first, Danny,
Fires into Danny.
Cheryl.
Fires into Cheryl in the front seat.
Okay, he swings halfway back. He looks at me, but he's not all the way around. He says,
I want your car.
like that. Okay. Your attention goes, you swing around at the same time.
What are you indicating there?
I'm throwing the keys, okay? I'm throwing the keys.
Simulating.
Yes, but I didn't let go of them. He thinks I threw them, but I did not throw them, okay? He swings around at the same time. He's watching the keys and he swings around and shoots. Probably he thought he shot me in the stomach, I don't know. Caught my arm, okay. Your attention keeps following the keys. I go like that. I got in the car, jumped in, put the keys in. I just hit my cast. Started the car and left. The car door shut itself. God dang. This is worse than... Okay, and that's...
John, can we... Female doll in the right rear of this vehicle simulates Christy Ann Downs and how she was lying on the seat that night when this occurred. The male doll represents the position of Stephen Daniel Downs, the way he was positioned when Mrs. Downs reached the hospital. She doesn't recall, is that right?
Right, I don't know how I was laying when it happened.
When it happened. Okay, in the front seat, on the floorboard, on the front of the vehicle, on the floorboards, there's a sweater over some debris. That represents Cheryl Lynn Downs, who was curled up in a sweater, apparently asleep. Is that right? At the time Mrs. Downs stopped. I think that we're simulating, using Detective Doug Welch, the throwing of the keys, or the simulation of the throwing of the keys by Mrs. Downs, because obviously she's incapacitated now. She'll direct us the way this happened. She recalls it. So I'm again the suspect. Doug is Mrs. Downs. Okay.
You want the car?
I want your car.
Okay, you only throw about that far. You're just throwing like that, only your body's not that far. Not like that.
All right.
Okay? Your arm is out here like this. Okay, that's it. And then he swings around and fires.
Bang, bang.
Yes. I'm sure he didn't intend to shoot my arm, but okay, but that's where it caught right there.
Okay. All right.
And this arm was extended above and out.
Right, it was out like this.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Then,
And his attention kept going, and I just pulled back, kicked, and pushed.
In the car.
Jumped in the car, stuck it in the ignition, took off. The car door shut itself with the thrust of the car, I suppose. It just shut itself.
we're ending this simulation of the incident on Old Mohawk Road. The time is approximately 16 hours. Again, the date is May the 23rd, 1983.
Yes. So now the police were convinced, Charlie, this thing there. And again, they went on doing their investigations. They now talked to the husband, the ex-husband, Steve. And Steve said, Charlie, she wasn't even taking care of the kids. Like this woman, at some point, she started just doing her own thing, moving around, hoeing, whatever. So the police now were convinced that after 9 months after the incident, they said, that's all. So they arrested Downs and they charged her with attempted murder and criminal assault. Now,
but what did they see that 9 months that made them arrested finally?
So they after the reenactment, they tried to do a calculation of, like, based on where she showed them this guy was standing, how the shots went through their car. Over there, they will do all the angles. They will check all the angles to make sure that it makes sense that you. So they, like I said, they arrested, charged her with all of these things. The technical term for what she did is called maternal felicide. So felicide is basically an act of killing or injuring or assaulting children as revenge for something your partner has done. Right? And so because she was the one she was the mother, that's why it's called maternal felicide. So it goes to court as usual, goes to court. Now, Christy, the daughter, the first daughter,
the one with the stroke.
With a stroke, she survived it. During the trial, she came to give her account. She said that they were driving, and as they were driving, the mother stopped the car in the middle of the road, took her gun, shot them, drove slowly, hospital. But I think she thought that they would be dead by the time she got to the hospital. And unfortunately, that's not what happened. Only one died. Only one died. Now, the crazy thing is, as the trial was going on, the two surviving cases, they went to live with the prosecutor, the lead prosecutor, the person who was prosecuting the case. His name was Fred Huigi. He decided that he was going to take care of the children because, the mother was in this situation. At the time, the father was also engaged somewhere. He was in the Navy, like I said. But after the whole thing, after the trial, he officially adopted them. And so they were living with this prosecutor till when eventually they grew up. Then finally, on the 17th of June 1984, she was finally convicted of the crime of attempted murder and obviously murder of the first of the boy. Sorry, of Cheryl. Mm-hmm. And then the assault as well.
Yeah.
And she was given life imprisonment plus 55 years. So you remember I think we've talked about this before. So life imprisonment was for the attempted murder.
So that in case they find something
technical,
even
at least the 55 will still be there.
Okay.
So that is why. Now the weird thing is this is 84. Mm-hmm. In 87, 3 years after, she actually escaped jail. Charlie, she left her cell, ghosted for like 10 days. Started a whole manhunt, like a 14-state manhunt. That is literally 14 states in America. Mm-hmm. They were looking for her for 10 days.
How did she escape him? Where did she go to?
Honenam.
But did she ever confess?
She's been denying it since. She's psychotic. Like,
yeah.
When you watch her interviews, she's very psychotic. We'll put a bit of her interviews in it.
Slow elevators.
So Diane Downs is regarded as one of the most vile women on earth because of how psychotic she was. Like, to do this and be able to laugh and do all of these things, even in her interviews, sometimes she would laugh. But she says, it was actually a man who came to ensure the kids.
Mm-hmm. So, what about the surrogacy? She was able to give birth to the child and leave it out.
In fact, there's something I forgot to mention. During the trial, she was actually pregnant again. But this one for her own child, but with another man. Hey, or no Bob, or you want to kiss condom, no name you so. Why not use a kiss?
Then onyem sa. Oh, very fertile.
Very, very fertile. Or I use all you be. Was a kiss condom, I'm reading. Hey, mommy.
So what happened to that baby?
Oh, she gave birth to the baby. After.
In jail?
Yeah, in jail. Right after, I think a month after.
So did somebody adopt?
Oh, security services for jail, no. A social security for jail.
Okay.
But during the trial, she was pregnant.
Okay.
She was pregnant
She's
during the
dead
trial.
now.
Oh, she's alive.
She's still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive.
In prison?
In prison.
How old is she now?
She was 18. She was 55 to 84. So I think she was about 28 or so when she went to jail. So 55 till now. That's literally how old is Ghana?
70.
71 years. Ghana is 73. She's 71. She's there, and in fact, she, you know how the American jail system is like. She was eligible for parole. She went for
even after escaping jail. Oh, how?
Now American, cause I'm about them. You see, sometimes I have a problem with our system, right? But there is no way in Ghana that someone will commit crimes, 10, and then he will still be granted bail.
Yeah.
America, recently there was a case that happened. Someone knocked someone down. They went to check their history or their rap sheet or assault cases, and he will go to court. They will put jail 1 year or probation, and they will Ghana has it. Now Ghana how who be some cry now only they go inside. So she was able to, but she was denied. She went for 2010, 2020, and even last year.
She went
almost
and she's still not confessed till now.
Yeah, almost
But didn't they do any psychological evaluation on her?
So they did, but there are sometimes that they do psych test on suspects, and based on the results, they decide that the person is not fit for trial because the mind unfortunately is not stable. But this one, her psychosis was not enough to explain what she did. Like many daho, even though or a mental, she's narcissistic or whatever, but she knew what she was doing, and so that is why she wasn't given any preferential way. They knew she was.
But did they trace to see if these are the only people she has killed?
I don't think they did, but then nothing came out like that. And you see, they kind of discovered that the motive was seriously about the fact that she wanted to do everything to be together with Robert. And the motive was just Robert.
Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to see. If maybe she has wanted something so bad like that,
for her, that's
Robert, that has made her do something
you.
like that. Yeah, because
I get you.
Your own children to kill them in cold blood because of
relationships.
Yes, then that means that you have done some crazy things that we don't know, especially if it is psychotic, right?
I understand.
And then if those children had died, that would have been it.
But it's wild though. I mean, she was actually aiming to kill them.
Yes.
So killing your 3 kids because of
Robert?
Because of
wow, I want to see Robert.
Because of
do we have a picture of Robert?
Nah, yeah, I think there's a picture.
And within the 9 months where she was mourning her children's death, she was able to have sex and get pregnant and gave birth a month after.
Fair.
So that means that she had sex a month after her children died.
Body no be firewood.
Danny Downs, you are not coming out.
So she's still in jail.
You are staying.
She's still in jail. When you go online, you search for Diane Downs, you see her interviews. I think her last interview was 2016 or so. And she's still in that mood, like she's still explaining herself away. Oh, onye. But she really defined the madness of a vile woman. Like what some people do to the extent because of relationships. As time goes on, there are some international stories that we will discuss because of these things, like people who go the extreme because of relationships. Like there's one story where the perpetrator's name or culprit's name was Sherry Pepini. Sherry Pepini ran out of the house. It's almost like, have you watched Gone Girl? Or is it Gone Girl? So basically, this woman is married, had a boyfriend, and also went to visit the boyfriend to do their thing. Ghosted for a long time. Had the whole world thinking she had been kidnapped or whatever. There's a manhunt looking for her. There are search parties everywhere. She comes out alive. Or realizes, oh, yeah, my boy, no, no. Now the husband said she was kidnapped. It was later found out that no, she actually planned. So the extreme things that people have done. I mean, you know of Chris Watts. I think there's a Netflix a documentary on his case. He killed his wife and 2 children because he had a
Facebook
girlfriend.
Mom.
Nah, this was.
And he went to put the children in some tank B.
Yes.
Yeah, the mother was active on Facebook.
Yes.
Damn.
So you can tell the extreme things that people do just because of relationships. And this is what happened to this woman.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
I hope I never come across such.
So that is the story of this crazy ass beach. Crazy ass beach.
What I have taken from this story is be wise and use kiss so you don't get pregnant.
So that your side boyfriend will not complain that you have kids.
Clock it. You don't clock it. You clock.
Me locking angasa.
Lock it.
Me locking angasa. Yeah.
We're done with the story. It was quite short.
Yeah, this is quite short.
This is just to rub the surface and to say welcome back, and we'll see you next week.
Next week we are bringing a long one. We are coming back to town.
We are coming back to Ghana. Yes, you took a kakani about back. I was here in US because we are going for World Cup, so we want to go and see what's going on there, and we'll be back. You feel me? So we'll catch you guys next week in another exciting episode. Tila, do you want to say something before we
go? I don't know.
Mun used to kiss. That's a baby. I mean, shram. Bye bye.
Hey, Yampon. Umpon.
Hey.
Can't relax crime. Yeah, everything's him. And sana I den Yapon.
Yapon.
Eh, na umpon.
Say umpon. Because when I watch it, when I won last week.
Enti I den
Yapon.